What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Like an AK back with another gameplay commentary for you guys today. And today's topic, I do have an actual topic that came to my mind recently, and that is 5 things that I do not and should not be in Infinite Warfare when it comes out. Now, starting off with the first biggest thing that should not exist in Infinite Warfare, in my opinion, is the instantaneous boost jumping. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, well, the game's gonna have exos regardless, that's why they're bringing back COD 4. Yes, I'm aware of that, but they did say that the game is going to be very similar to Black Ops 3's chain movement system. Now, basically, the instantaneous boost jump is what Advanced Warfare was. It was instantaneous, and you were moving all over the place, zipping across like freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. And I actually couldn't stand it. I thought it was too fast. People were just moving around like freaking Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was just ridiculously annoying. So if the boost jumping is very similar to Black Ops 3, and it has that chain movement with the wall warning, that's completely fine with me, and I'm completely fine with that. But if it has Advanced Warfare's movement system, I'm going to be highly disappointed with that, and I'll be definitely spending my time on COD 4. The next thing is the supply drops with weapons in them. I've never had a problem with supply drops. I never had a problem with them at all. I always thought that it was a pretty cool thing to add into the game, where you can get all these cool emotes and whatnot in certain games, and you know how CSGO has their skins and everything. CSGO did it right with supply drops. Basically, they did the crate system, and they're actually worth something. You can actually get your money's worth with the drops. But you know, with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the fact that they put weapons, actual weapons that are somewhat game changing into the game, and they're affected by a paywall where you can't easily access them, that's where they messed up, in my opinion. You should not be able to get weapons from drops and then have it based on a paywall. You could end up sinking $100 just for one weapon. That's absolutely stupid, in my opinion. It should be strictly cosmetic only. That's the way it should have been. Next up on the list is actually big maps. Infinite Warfare, I'm afraid, is going to have big maps, and I don't want to see that in the game at all. What's the company called? Infinity Ward is known for making big maps. If you look at Modern Warfare 2, the maps were good, don't get me wrong, but they were actually pretty freaking big. Like, if you weren't playing Ground War, it was pretty hard to find people, and I don't want to run into that problem again where it's just running around in 6v6 and then you can't find players. Hopefully they add more players to the game instead of having the standard 6v6 and 9v9 playlist. Hopefully it's something like 12v12. That would be pretty interesting. Next up on the list is underpowered assault rifles. Now, Infinity Ward is also known for this, and not just Infinity Ward, Treyarch also. They have a tendency to make the SMGs just ridiculously overpowered, and it sometimes makes the ARs pointless, in my opinion. A lot of the ARs in MW3 were actually pretty bad compared to the SMGs. If you guys know, the MP7 was a literal laser beam in Modern Warfare 3, and also in Black Ops 2. That gun just literally, it melted people across the map. You could outgun somebody with an AK-47. You could outgun somebody with an ACR. And the ACR was a good assault rifle, don't get me wrong, but the only reason why it was good was because of its low recoil, but it also had low damage that made up for it. The Scar H was pretty good as well, but just honestly, the SMGs just honestly melted. And I hope that they don't make the ARs overpowered, but they don't make them underpowered. Just make them just right. That way we have options to choose from. And last on the list is recycled content. Now, what I mean by this is just recycling old content, old maps into DLC. That way we're not spending our money on DLC that we've already played before in previous CODs. Like, for example, I know this was free. I'm just using it as an example, guys. The terminal map was brought back multiple times. Actually, only one time, sorry. In MW3, they brought it back, and you know, it was a good map, but it was just a spawn trap fest, and I was getting tired of seeing that map over and over and over, just constantly people spawn trapping on that map, and I don't want to see that in Infinite Warfare, because we already have one big recycled content, and that's COD 4. Ladies and gentlemen, COD 4 is just recycled content, which is perfectly fine, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to see more recycled content inside of Infinite Warfare. It should be completely brand new with new stuff inside of the game. Anyways, guys, leave your thoughts in the comments box, what you guys think about the certain things that you don't want to see in Infinite Warfare. Let me know what you guys think about the whole thing. Anyways, this is your boy Like an AK, signing out. Peace.